Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
It is a corporate time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Happy Monday, everybody. How you doing?
Pretty good. I know we got BDM Appreciation Week coming up next week. At the end of the week,
Yeah, man.
is the BDM Appreciation event happening April 19th. And if you haven't got the invite and you're a BDM, just send us an email. We'll let you know.
Yeah, show@tomandan.com. I've got it set up on like a web page. So
Yeah.
I can just kind of, I can even text it to you if need be. We'll definitely get you there. If you are a paying BDM, if you are a member, we're going to get you to the party.
Yep.
So we'll figure it out.
We sent out invites to all current BDMs, and you still have time to sign up because we'll probably send another invite and all the information out, a couple days before the party to everybody. So, you can sign up at tomandan.com, and you'll get 2 free events each year and also a BDM show every week.
Yeah. And the re-release of extra, like we have our older shows, and we kind of, if something happens or if that person happens to, dare I say, pass away, maybe we'll, take you behind the scenes a little bit. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We think you'll dig it.
Become a part of our community, and that's really all it is.
TomandDan.com/registration will get you to the love meter.
So,
What's going on, buddy? It's BDM Appreciation Week. Let me clarify for me.
Yep.
Is this the week that I always puke in a listener's yard?
Well,
because I puked this morning on the way to the doctor.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but it had nothing to do with nerves or anxiety or anything. I was just running fast, and I had to get up early for the first post-op appointment since my hip replacement surgery.
Okay.
And I took a handful of pills that Andrea had set out for me, and I just stuffed them in my mouth, and I put them on an empty stomach, and it was an antibiotic. And, man, it launch blast. Oh, bad. Real in the parking lot of my doctor.
So
Andrea had to drive me to the far end of the parking lot so I could barf out milk everywhere.
Why
So,
milk?
I
drank
drank a protein smoothie.
Okay.
Like I ate the pills first,
Yeah.
and then I put water on them, and then I sat in a chair for like a good solid 30 minutes while what's in the pills worked on my stomach to make it mad. Then I dumped a milky protein smoothie right on top of the mad stomach. So then when I got to the doctor, I would spray blast everywhere. It was everywhere.
Hey, are you taking the antibiotics from the surgery still?
I've got like 2 more to take, but after this, I'm done. I'm not taking any more. I don't need them.
Anytime
I don't need them.
Well, anytime they cut you open, right? They don't want any risk of your body getting infected.
Well,
at
I'm
all.
fine. I'm not taking. This is
Antibiotics.
worse. This is worse. Like puking everywhere is worse. I don't need the antibiotics. I'm fine.
So they took the waterproof bandages off.
Yeah, and I thought they would do like something a little special when they do that. No, they just like literally just yank them off. Like I could have done that in the parking lot while I was puking.
Yeah. did they have to look at them? Though? They probably had to look to see.
They did, but they did. The surgeon was there, which is normally you don't even get the surgeon. Which I've talked to some people and they're like, no, you get the doctor. No, I got the surgeon because like he wanted to double check on me because I figured out that I do have 2 incisions. I would have only had 1. The second incision is for when I had that when they saw the hairline fracture and they had to go in and add the wire. So that's why I have 2 incisions. So when what were we talking about? Like, sorry, I'm
no, I'm still listening.
Okay. So we get there. He's talking about like this whole. Like, I had to wrap the wire around it, this sort of thing. The problem with mine is because of that hairline fracture, the bone's not healed yet. So I'm not.
So essentially you fractured your femur.
Yeah, so now I got to wait like a couple extra weeks. Then like most people will get like 6 weeks, you're done. Me, I'm closer to like an 8 weeks. And then I got to baby it until it's healed.
Yeah. I mean, fractured femurs kill your pop-up,
Well,
it kills old people.
Right. But this isn't like, it's not a fracture. It's hard to explain. It's like, it's where they see a crack in it, but it's not broken. They just don't want it to break. Because if they had left it alone, there would have been a possibility for it to explode, that sort of thing.
All right.
Or like fall out, I guess that's what would have happened.
That wire that they wrapped around your femur, does it just disintegrate
No,
or does it stay there forever?
It stays there forever.
Okay.
So now I have like a wire and a hinge in my body that's not real.
And then
you know what I wondered is if the hinge and the wire weigh more or weigh exactly the same as the bone.
Yeah, they probably ounces
You would
difference one
think
way or
they'd
the
want
other.
to get it close, right? They wouldn't want it clunky and heavy. They would like weigh you down.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's got to be so minuscule of a difference, right?
Yeah.
But do you have to have a card now to go through metal detector?
I
and all
do
that?
have to have a card now to go through metal detectors, yeah. But I can drive now, which is great because I was going crazy. The boredom is the worst part.
Yeah,
And sitting on your ass. Like when you sit on your ass for so long, your ass starts to hurt just from sitting on your ass.
Yeah.
That's how people get like bed sores.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being, did they want you to sit or they want you to keep moving? Or
No,
what
you can only do 1,500 steps a day.
Okay, so they limit how much you can move.
Yeah. And I was pushing it. Like when I worked Thursday and Friday right after surgery, I was doing like 3,000. So I was doing like double what I should have been doing.
But is it up to your personal, like how you feel?
No.
Or is it regimented?
No, I knew you would say that. It's very regimented. Like even now, he's like, I know you feel good. Your bone's not healed yet. He's like, you're walking around really well for, like, as far as my muscle goes on this side, like, he had me lift my leg, like this movement, lifting my leg. Like, he's like, wow, you're doing a lot better than I thought. So I'm doing good because I am doing all my PT and everything that I, like, off the side of the bed. You know, you do ankle pumps, leg raises, calf raises, that sort of thing. So I'm doing everything right, but no, it's more time, and that drives me crazy.
Yeah, that does.
Because there's nothing you can do. Like I was like, I feel good, everything. He's like, look, you're fine, but you're not healed yet. One fall, you're back to square one.
They just don't want you to fall.
Yep, that's the main thing. So now I kind of understand why he was like, I will heal. I will get back to doing whatever I want, running, jumping, whatever I want. But he's like, right now, you can't. You just can't do it.
What if you told him, I won't fall?
I did that.
That's what I did.
I did say that.
Because I think I'll do whatever I want. I won't fall.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And they're like,
I
you
guess
may
he can't
fall.
stop you, right? Like, he certainly can't stop you. But I think this would be very difficult for you because it's like.
Yeah, I would not even listen to him.
Yeah, I don't think you would.
I've never listened to any doctor.
Okay.
Like when they gave me the injections into my hand or my thumb or whatever for the trigger finger, the guy's like, you need to take a week off working out. And I was like, why? And he's like, and then he left or whatever. The nurse like, oh yeah. Well, the nurse told me that.
Why even ask if you don't care what they're going to tell you? Then why even ask the question?
Because I want to know if it's really. If it's just them being cautious.
But it doesn't matter. My point is it doesn't matter what they're saying. No, it doesn't. Because if you already know, like if you're like, it feels better, I think I'm going to work out today, then I would just go with that. I wouldn't even waste the time of asking the doctor anything.
Well, I just want to make sure it's like, you could, like lifting some heavy weight or something like this will definitely happen. Or it's just we want you to be precautious.
But you're talking, see, you said the right word. You said, the wrong word in this case. You said definitely. You're looking for definitely's. There are no definitelys, but there's a lot of like couldas. And you hate couldas. I know you hate couldas.
Well, give me a percentage chance.
No, they can't do that because everybody's different.
Get out of here. I'll just do whatever I want.
Exactly. So that's where I get back to like, why even ask? I wouldn't even ask, seriously. Because I know how you are. Like sometimes you'll act like, well, is that Matt? I'm like, don't even ask. Just do what you want to do. It'll be better that way. Like for me, it's kind of, I'm a little in the middle. Like I'm super frustrated. I'm bored. I'm going crazy. But at the same time, I don't want to spend all of this time, get 3 weeks. I'm 20 days in right now. And then do something stupid and mess it all up. That would I'll be like, oh my God, I got to start over? I wouldn't want to start over. Andrea keeps talking about, well, when you do the second hip, and I'm like, I don't know. You better slow your roll. I don't even know if I'm at second hip yet.
Yeah.
Let me get through this one and see what it feels like before we start, getting further down the road.
Yeah, like you don't have pain in your other hip yet. And so,
I do. No, I do.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I have pain in it. But it's not even a fraction of the pain I had in this one.
Okay.
And as I sit right now, pain-free. So that is good because people will ask, well, like, Dan, you're complaining. I'm not complaining a lot. Trust me. As I sit right now, I feel really, really good. So that's a great thing.
Yeah.
But like the forced sitting,
bed
rest.
Getting back from even that is going to be hard from not exercising or moving that much for weeks. And then you have to build your muscle back up, you know?
You just start over. You just go slow. You know what I mean?
God, I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate starting, even getting any sort of setbacks suck.
Well, that's what I'm concerned about. Like, I could have probably last week jumped in my car and like driven around. But that car is so low, even getting in it, sometimes you'll you'll feel like right now this leg is like filling with blood, like he was explaining to me this morning. Like the leg, the thigh part will fill with blood in order to kind of oxygenate and heal, whatever he did in there, right?
Yeah.
But then that blood will move from the thigh into the knee and then drain down into the ankle. So I feel pain throughout that leg moving up and down all day. It's wild. It's just pain, crazy going up and down because it's almost like your leg's learning that it's a new leg.
All right.
Like it's like kind of like it's healing, but you can feel it.
It is painful?
It is painful, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's painful.
So do you have pain or no pain?
Well, no. When you feel it's soreness. It's soreness.
Okay, sore. Yeah.
It's soreness.
Well, yeah, they cut you open, broke your femur, or cut it in half, hammered a spike, the whole thing.
There's a lot going on in there.
Yeah, that's not going to be easy to.
No.
Or your body's going to be sore from that. I mean, you're sore if you
and I like this guy.
Exercise hard.
He's a cool doctor, and he's like young, and it seemed like I have no reason to not trust him. So I mean, this is the way we're going. But I don't know about the second one. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, here's what I was going to tell you. He had to take off this waterproof dressing, and when you go in there, my wife's in there with me. He he grabs my shorts and he goes to lift up my shorts, right, like this to like lift up the bottom of your shirts and pull them up to remove the dressing. But that's weird. So I'm like, no, I got it. And I just dropped my pants down with my bush and everything there so he could do it. And then, was that bad? Was that...
It would be no need for that.
No, but I'm giving him a better access.
Yeah, but I don't need to see your dong.
You don't have to look at it. Just worry about the waterproof bandage.
Yeah, but I still see it out the side of my eye.
You do see it.
And then it's awkward for me. Let me just lift up the shorts.
I did wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
You're too comfortable with the doctor. You don't want to see that. Even though he probably doesn't care. It's just, he has to just ate his breakfast. He's got to eat his lunch. They don't want that lingering in his head. So can you see your incisions now?
Oh yeah, they're not right now. I have to put every day I have to put a new dressing on it and put some iodine on it until it's healed. So I'll be doing that for a couple more weeks.
How big are the incisions?
I don't know. They're about 3 inches.
Okay.
2 3-inch scars, I guess I'll have.
All right.
But they're on where you bend. So one is right under my love handle area on the edge of your waist, and one is on the edge, sort of where your bikini line is.
Pappus.
Yeah,
your pappus.
Yeah, your front butt.
Yeah. All right. Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's pretty I've talked to a bunch of people, relatives and stuff that had this done. My aunt had this done, and she was telling me about it. It's a lot of people have dealt with this
there
hip
were
replacement.
So many people in there not me, not getting it done, but tons of people in there getting their consultation.
Okay, yeah.
Which is, it's kind of sad when you see all the people and how we've kind of let our bodies degrade. You look at that and you're like, oh man,
No, well, if you look at it we used to as humans die at let's say 29, 30, that was the end of your life. You ended up getting some sort of toothache or whatever before penicillin was available.
Dawn to the elephant.
So your teeth rot or you get some sort of cut and, just die of infection or you die young, right? So we never wore out anything, or evolved to live really longer because it just didn't exist until 1920s. So, we're 100 years ago, then we really extended our lifespan by a lot, and then a lot of humans wear their bodies parts out because we never lived that long. So our body parts never got strong enough to endure, 70 years living. So a lot of people wear out their hips, and you had this genetic anomaly that wore them out faster. But it's now we could fix it with modern science.
Yeah.
And so they just offer it, and I'm sure lots of people make a lot of money off it.
And he seemed to think, too, that had I not had an inverted or backwards pelvis, that the arthritis would have been there, but it would have been more like a normal 48-year-old man who played soccer's arthritis, right? Okay. Instead of it being like mine, which is I had the arthritis of a 70-year-old man, right? Because of it being shallow, or
yeah,
whatever.
because of the genetic thing you're born with.
Yeah, so it just accelerated everything. But I mean, I'm certainly glad that they're able to do it. I mean, it's crazy that they're able to do it. I just all the different pills that they put you on. I'm just glad to be done with that. I don't need any more antibiotics making me puke everywhere. They're too strong. Why do I even need that? Let me get the infection first, then give me the antibiotic.
Well, sometimes it gets you though. The
it'll
infection.
never get me.
That's
where I'm.
That's
just like
how
you.
the
No,
humans die.
That's where I'm just
infection.
like you. I can fight an infection. I'm good with antibiotics. Give them to me when I have a little bit of it. When you see a little bit of red crawling up my torso to my brain, then give me it to me.
So a couple things.
Yeah, ma'am.
I wanted to ask you a question. That's the picture I sent you of the raccoon man.
Yeah, do you want me to put that up so everybody can see that?
So I went camping this weekend down in Deerfield Beach.
I don't even know where that's at.
It's essentially Miami.
Okay.
Which I was confused, like when.
Oh, that's a hall.
Yeah. When I left.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Then I didn't know you had to go that far on Saturday.
Well, then when my friends invited us, they were like, "Oh, we're going camping north." At this place called Deerfield Beach, and it's like this little campsite that a friend of mine found, and and they have like tents already set up, like glamping tents, except for it's just an army tent with a floor. So you
cool.
bring
so
bring
you
don't
your
have to,
gear, and you don't have to set up. You just go in.
You don't have to set up your tent.
That's great.
So, but nothing else glamping about it. You bring everything else. But and I was like, all right, that I'm gonna meet him after the Ocoee golf tournament on Saturday. So I didn't even look to see where Deerfield Beach was.
God, I love that. It's got to be fun.
But I assume
it's got to be fun and exciting to live your life. You get in the car and you're like, all right, let's get this Deerfield Beach thing going. What is it, Deerfield? What?
I was like, I could be lucky enough for it to be like south of Stewart area, because I knew it was south of Melbourne, and north of Miami. And then I was like, Deerfield Beach, where the hell is that? I'm like, So
you guys just heard camping and said, we're in.
I was thinking like maybe north of West Palm. So then I put in my GPS. I'm like, oh God, it's basically Miami.
Yeah.
And so driving down there 3.5 hours.
What's better than visiting your friends in Miami and staying in their homes? Visiting Miami and staying in a tent.
So we were camping there, and when I showed up on Saturday, and Crystal went the day before with the boys, and she was telling me, she was like, man, there's raccoons crazy around here. Like, as soon as it became nighttime, and they warned us at the front gate.
You guys could have stayed home. You got raccoons crazy at your house.
They were like, it was so many raccoons that we would shine the lights up in the trees.
10,000 beavers. Raccoons. Right.
And there was raccoons in the trees, and then like... So you couldn't. All food had to be left in the car.
Sounds like a super beautiful, fun place to camp.
yeah. It's fine. Not that good. So and then.
Do you guys want to go to Rodent Island and stay there for the weekend?
And then Crystal, she said, then.
Do you want me to put this up for everyone to see or is this a
different?
Yeah.
No, put it up there. So
then look at this.
So then, the next day, during the day, this guy who I'll call Raccoon Man. And I call him that because he was a raccoon trapper, but he like Crystal.
Kind of expensive ass raccoon. What kind of raccoon trapper wears a Lacoste? He is wearing. Hold on a second.
He printed his company logo on a Lacoste shirt.
That is a $109 polo that he's wearing right there. That's it. You know what? I like this guy. Who is this guy?
I have no idea.
I like this guy. He's fancy raccoon trapper.
So Crystal said he pulled up in his raccoon truck.
Was it Bentley? Was he really nice?
It was a pickup, and but it said like Tim's raccoon trapping or whatever, and he went to the back of his truck, pulled out a raccoon, put it on his shoulder, which
hold on a second. Is this like his buddy? Does he use his buddy raccoon to lure the other coons?
Okay, so I'm guessing, obviously he found a baby raccoon, he domesticated it, and now like it rides on his shoulder or whatever.
What a monster. This is a monster.
This is the equivalent of the white boa constrictor or parrot. He floored his
I will say, look how happy he is in that photo.
Yeah.
I think if you have a raccoon buddy, you're a happy person.
Oh, yeah. Also,
like if you're
a single person.
Okay, that's true. But if you're like a raccoon, and a Daytona person maybe, but if you are a Volusia County shirtless raccoon man, you have a smile on your face.
Yeah.
You're a happy person.
So Crystal saw this guy during the day or whatever, and then thought that it was because of the amount of raccoons on this little. It's a weird where we went camping.
So you went to Raccoon Island.
It was basically a long peninsula that was only about I would say 30 yards long, but maybe 300 yards.
Okay.
So you camped on these weird peninsulas built on a lake
like
and
little jetties.
Yeah, and it looked like it must have been an old quarry back in the day, like they were mining, because there's a bunch of limestone and quarries around South Florida, whatever they just mine.
What's the ground like? Coquina rock or that
Oh, it's just
that white sand?
No, it's all rock.
Okay.
Yeah, down in Miami, there's no I was just talking to my friends over the weekend. I was telling them to plant more trees and whatever.
Oh God! Look, everybody, Mr. Beast is here. He's saving the forest.
And I was like, what? I was yelling at all of them about their landscaping in their houses. Anyway, they can't dig 6 inches below the dirt and grass is basically rock, limestone rock. And then so to plant any plants, you have to chisel out or hire a company, jackhammer out.
Yeah,
it's
nature's pot.
It's just rock.
So you have a pot in there.
So anyway, so this is where these camping sites were in Deerfield Beach.
That's pretty cool.
This raccoon guy comes.
Can you swim? Is it
no? It's all shallow marshland kind of. And no fishing. It's weird. It's it's an odd place.
You're just you and the raccoons.
yeah.
You're selling
but
it.
But the trees.
You're selling it.
No. I'm saying we all agree not that good, but we we just tried.
Hey,
it
we're
here.
Yeah.
But this guy, he came. Crystal didn't see him put out any traps or anything, and then he drove by or whatever, walked by with a raccoon on his shoulder, and then Crystal assumed this guy's scouting out, going to trap him, whatever. But she was wait until tonight. You see how many raccoons there are. We were laughing. It's absurd amount.
Yeah.
They're in every tree. They were swimming up to the island, an army. Would invade an island.
How many are we talking? Give me a number.
Crystal
I need
said
a number.
hundreds. They were
100, like a Japanese war scene, when you're seeing the two battling groups. Are we talking Braveheart?
I mean, I say hundreds.
Braveheart battle scene.
Dozens of raccoons.
20,
and every
because 20.
She said over 20.
If it's
in every
20,
tree.
I'll give you 100.
Yeah.
If it's over 20, I'll give her the 100.
So I was waiting for it. I was like, all right. So
Yeah.
nighttime comes or whatever, and then it's we're drinking, partying. And it's the middle of the night, and then we're shining the lights around, and they're and no raccoons. And we never saw one. And then this is everybody's this is bizarre.
Not even one?
There were dozens in every tree.
Man, this guy's a straight stone cold killer. He killed them all in one. He killed hundreds of them.
So
this man's like Rambo.
We can only assume that he trapped them all. And then
he used that one baby raccoon. He let it, just like the Pied Piper, he let him into a big burlap sack. How did he do it?
But we were discussing how the hell did this guy trap all these raccoons that were in one day? And I guess it's easy to trap raccoons because they will, if you put out any sort of food, they'll just wander into the cage and eat it. They won't be skeptical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not cautious.
Yeah, but this was let's just say for sake of what we're talking about, let's say 20 raccoons. He would have needed at least 10 traps, right?
Yeah, I guess you can catch multiple, but if you just keep catching them, I think it may be. What I'm asking you is, it must be, and is it extremely easy to catch a ton of raccoons somewhere? If there's,
I think I could catch raccoons.
Yeah. I think it is. So it's
yeah.
So
if you gave me a challenge right now, Dan Dennis,
yeah,
you have 1 hour to catch a raccoon right now. I think I could do it in an hour with just some peanut butter in my car.
I could catch a raccoon every night. I'm not even joking. Every single night at my house.
Yeah. You got the woods next to you.
I see them
woods.
walking across my yard every night at 9:30 and then at 11:30.
You may have brought some home with you from the camping trip, new ones.
So then that led me to think, is raccoon trapper the easiest job as far as
easiest trapper?
Easiest trapper. Raccoon trapper. Because this guy literally trapped dozens and dozens of raccoons in one night and then solve the problem in the whole island that I was camping on. Like, we saw none the next day. It went from everywhere, all over the trees.
Hundreds to one, yeah.
Yeah, like, so it tells me just by that evidence alone that trapping them is extremely easy. And then from my experience with raccoons, like, they will just go into any area you put food, and if it's a trap, like a one-way door trap, you could, get them all night. Like, if you put out 10,
but they're
you'll
pretty
trap
smart.
10.
Like DeBerry Joe, he said he's trapped a decent amount. He says they are pretty smart and can get out of their traps sometimes.
Okay, but they'll always go in. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think they'll always go for the food. Yeah.
Because, like, fishing, you would think is easier than it is if you didn't know anything about fishing, but fishing is difficult.
Grady Seasons in our Twitch chat room says his father used to farm watermelons before he was born, and he told him about trapping dozens of raccoons.
I think it's easy as
like
hell
lemmings.
to trap raccoons. They're kind of like rats, but big rats, because rats
Smart, lovable rats.
Rats
are smart.
But
they need that peanut butter.
Yeah, they'll
They're
get them
smart.
every time, right?
They're smart. I mean, for a rat. But I think you put the peanut butter down, I think they can't. I gotta have it.
Yeah. The same thing with raccoons. Like, if you put,
it's like these pedophile stings.
some
These guys,
guy- Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, I gotta ruin my life.
What's easier, trapping a raccoon or trapping a pedophile? Like,
Pedophile can't get out. Raccoon could get out.
And like, Well, I guess with the.
And the bait is different. For pedophile, bait is weird because it's usually an older cop woman who's in her late 20s who sounds 14. And that's weird. No matter how you cut it, that's weird.
And the bait is always like texting or getting in group chats or whatever.
No, remember the ones where they had the small cop? She was like in
No,
her late
yeah,
20s.
she would show up.
Hi, what's up? I was like, oh, it's too much. It's too
yeah.
weird. You got her pretending to be a 14-year-old. It's weird.
They only use that for the show,
For
though.
the show, yeah.
And
they have to sensationalize it.
in like the regular stings that are not in the show, they just arrest you when you show up.
Yeah.
I learned that there's no decoy like there is in To Catch a Predator. I like the decoy,
How'd you
though.
learn that?
Because
I do like the decoy.
The decoy.
They like hang one pigtail out the door.
It gives the predator hope for 1 second.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, it's real. He's like, oh, there she is. I heard her voice. Then he's tased by a ghillie suit.
Which is really a sick, weird part of the show, if you think about it. To Catch
You
a
know
Predator.
the one I'm talking about. They had a cop, and she had pigtails. And
She's 27.
And she's like, hey, why don't you come in here to the living room? And the guy's like, oh, man, it's working out.
So another thing you were telling me about Kanye West dressed as a Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, he wears a black Grand Wizard costume now.
Okay.
And he did a big interview with DJ Academics, who that guy's problematic too. Why is Academics getting to have he's a YouTube and hip hop, let's say, cultural guy, like DJ Academics is a guy that would report on hip hop, let's say.
Okay.
But this guy's
like influencer?
Yeah, influencer, but he's also had like private chats with like children and stuff where he has said stuff completely inappropriate to kids. So that guy's a weirdo too. Get him out of here too. But anyway, back to what's really the breaking news is Kanye was wearing an all black, jet black, just like those outfits he was making for Gap that my wife and I saw when he was working with Gap.
Okay.
It's a full Ku Klux Klan outfit, but it's just jet black. And he wears the whole what do you call it? The hood?
Yeah, the
and
cone
the robe,
head
the whole,
hood.
yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he went on to say that he did not want to have children with Kim Kardashian. He goes on to say that he's the greatest rapper of all time, not Kendrick. That Drake is millions times better than Kendrick Lamar. He's just crazy. He's super crazy.
So
crazy.
We were discussing when you told me that, and it didn't surprise me at all. I wasn't shocked or
No,
appalled
me
or
neither.
nothing. it was
I didn't
a
even
zero.
flinch. I saw him in the Ku Klux Klan outfit. I didn't even flinch.
So, and that led us to discuss is if you continually try to shock jock it, right? Like we'll just call it you're doing this for attention and shock value,
Well,
right?
Bianca's completely naked and he's in a Ku Klux Klan outfit.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
This is Lady Gaga meat suit.
This is not art.
Racist meat suit.
Yeah, it's a racist meat suit.
Yeah, but it seems like he's diluted the shock value so much that no matter what he does,
a true genius would know when to pull off the gas pedal. You know what I mean? Like you don't go full naked, full Ku Klux Klan. You pull off a little bit because look, you've done so much that's so crazy, we don't even care anymore.
That's so. Does it? has he gotten to the point where no one cares, and he can? And is there something he could do that would shock people?
There's only
or
one,
at least us. Like because I feel like maybe you show this to some meemaw in the Midwest, and she's appalled by it, but she doesn't. She hasn't heard the stories. I feel like all of our listeners are like done with. No one cares. He could do he dressed like Hitler, and people are like, all right, who cares?
No, he wants to.
You know what I'm saying?
He was printing those shirts. He had them up on Shopify. I mean, the guy is
it's not
trolling
shocking
doesn't
anymore.
even matter anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
So over trolling, I don't even care.
So can he do something?
Yeah, there's only maybe 1-2 things he can do. It's to kill himself live on stage.
The Gigi Allen.
Yeah, he used to do the Gigi Allen.
Okay,
Gigi Allen never got to do it.
Yeah, but he
always
came
wanted
close.
to. Okay. He came very, very, very close. He would poop on himself and stab his head with beer bottles and, defecate on people, punch women in the face. Still not shocking to me, but I'm telling you, if Kanye got up there in his black Klan robes and then and he'd have to do it this way. He can't blow his head off. That's too crazy. He'd have to take a whole bunch of pills and just sit in a chair until he died. Slowly. On stage. Because that's art.
But he has to do it in a different country so that
No, he can do it here. We'll let him do it. It's fine. We'll let him do it here. Now, I'll let him do it in our studio if he wants to do it.
Besides from killing himself, is there anything else?
He could marry his daughter. That was the only other one I have, and that's gross.
Okay.
That's gross.
But that would be shocking.
That's
You're
gross.
Right.
I could only think of 2. You kill yourself or marry your daughter.
Okay, yeah.
That's the Woody Allen is what I call that.
Yeah.
But I can't, that. The second one is because I have a daughter, I have to tread lightly on that. It's disgusting.
Is there anything that's symbolic that he could do because I feel like clans...
Let me give you a theory.
He done the Nazi.
Yeah.
So that I feel like those are pretty extreme
Let me give you a theory.
things to do. But
the theory that's going around Reddit, and it's a very simple theory, right? Occam's razor, right? Most of the time it's the simplest explanation, right? Isn't that what that means? So for this, it's like remember Through the Wire and how good of a song that was? I mean, this dude is rapping... a week, days after he had his jaw wired shut from a horrible accident.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing that song and being like, well, this guy's obviously the greatest rapper I've ever heard because this is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And now fast forward to here. So if you really think about it, it started with that accident and all the dental work he's had. The theory is that he's had so much dental work, broken jaw, dental work, next year, dental work, year after that, dental work, fake teeth. The titanium chompers he gets put. He's had so much dental work that he is the Michael Jackson of dental work. That's why he's crazy. He's addicted to drugs. His mouth is a mess. He's in pain 24/7. I know what that's like. I've been in pain for the last 20 days. It'll drive you crazy and you'll be bored. You go nuts. It's literally the pain from his mouth. It's all infected and crazy. He's been, these doctors and dentists have been pumping him up with the juice, giving him pain pills and everything. His mouth is a mess, and that's what's making him insane.
Yeah, what is this? The internet theory?
That's what they're saying.
But he's not bipolar.
No, he could. But think about you're not taking care of yourself.
Yeah. I don't know. That's not the dental work.
Could be.
No,
it's the dental work.
He's bipolar. He's been doing this.
It's the dental work
for 20 years. Listen, I know a lot of people with major dental problems. And none
of them are crazy.
Are wearing Ku Klux Klan outfits, and
there's a couple people I know that have bad teeth that are racist. Most people with bad teeth are racist.
Yeah, but the racism came before. That started early. The teeth are good.
It is crazy though. I can't think of anything he can do. Is it too far gone? Is it so far gone that if he snapped his fingers and said, "I'm back to normal," would anybody take him back?
I think that would be the craziest thing he could do now is completely go legitimate. And no shock things and shock jock stunts and stuff like that, and just try to be a legitimate.
I don't think he can.
But that would be the most shocking thing to the society at this point
because he's changed. I do think it's the trauma of the mom death. I do think it's the teeth and the constant pain.
Yeah, but
and the bipolar, whatever he is, and now he's claiming he's autistic. This guy's wild.
But how many Klan outfits and Nazi shirts and MAGA hats and all this, whatever the hell else no one cares. It all becomes a nothing.
And does it?
It's all a zero now. It's like, oh, he's wearing whatever. It wouldn't matter what he does.
Yeah, there's no...
Because we know his intention is just to shock you.
It's zero statement. There's nothing...
We know you're not a Ku Klux Klan member, We know you're just doing this to shock us. We don't care anymore.
He's never told us why he wants to, or has he? Maybe somebody in the chat room can enlighten me. Has he told us why all of his iconography and everything that he seems to be obsessed with lately revolves around the Ku Klux Klan and like the swastikas and Nazi and stuff? Is it I want to be free to use whatever? Well, yeah, but like I'm talking like he wouldn't say that. He's not going to say like I'm just shocking you. He would say what? I want to be free to use whatever
symbolism and whatever.
Of what, though? See, I don't think he has.
But it all can be wrapped into some sort of art and be like these images elicit a response.
Have we been too nice to artists? There used to be a time when we would look at artists' stuff, and if it's like really bad, we'd be like, well, this is not good. But we're cool now, right? Like everybody's like, oh, no, this is experimental. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, we have softened I think globally, we're pretty cool about like, oh, no, we don't, we're like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, do that. Oh, that's great. It's unconventional. Maybe we need to gatekeep a little bit more, right? And be like, oh, that's crap. You're not an artist. You're terrible.
Well, yes, you're right.
We've been too nice, and this is what we've created.
But I think Kanye, he's just crazy. I don't think there's anything he could do that shock the world anymore. And I don't think anybody cares.
So predict the end. Yeah. What do you think?
I think it just fades off into nothing. Like, he's good at marketing though. Like if he went totally straight and non-shocking and just like that, maybe could start up some new form of like, oh, he's done with all this. I don't know.
Well, he says the Sunday services that
he's only getting older and is only getting more irrelevant. New people are coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you can only maintain your relevancy for so long. And I feel like this is the end of his career anyway. Like, he's in his, late 40s now? Yeah. So it's like, how many more years are going to be creating relevant music before you just aged out? It's like, there's not that many years left for him anyway. So it's not like.
But it's funny, too, because I know he thinks he decides that. He doesn't decide that.
Yeah. So,
that's the curse. That's the curse of this business, is that you don't get to decide that.
Yeah.
You can keep doing it. You can keep loving doing it. You can keep loving. Even us, you can keep loving broadcasting, doing anything you want. You better make sure you love it because,
Although he will be able to manipulate the media for years and years just because they're dying for things to report. And if he keeps doing crazy things, they will just keep showing it.
He's made his name a headline, right?
Yeah.
Or a punchline of some sort. But
let's end with talking about the NFL and 18 games.
That's the rumor, man. Everybody's talking about 18 games. It's coming.
Yeah, 18-week season. Of course, it's 17 weeks now. That kind of just changed a couple of years. I forgot when it went to 17 weeks, but not that long ago. But I've been hearing that they've been wanting to do 18 weeks for a while. And if you look at it,
you telling me that years ago, I think.
So if you look at it, it's so like seemingly easy enough to make everybody to add an extra game into the schedule, and the amount of money that translates into is so enormous that I can't even find a reason why anybody wouldn't want it. Right?
Now, what about preseason games? Because this always comes up. If you're going to add a game, are we going to dial back, eliminate, or just preseason games will stay what they are and we're not going to play our starters or our good guys?
Probably, yeah. And they're thinking about maybe it's going to be like a 2-week preseason just it's kind of really just the end of a camp, and then having guys that are non-starters play and
knock the rust off, fill any positions that you don't. Maybe you need some depth. Try. You play games for depth. Fill those positions up the way you need them.
Yeah. All the players that are on the cusp of making the team or not,
right.
they get to have some games to see if they.
I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah, and then so. Really, the only people that I could see not wanting this to happen really is the older tenured coaches that would have to because the coaching staff. Okay, so the players have a agreement where they benefit if the NFL benefits, right? So they essentially get half the money or profits that the NFL gets.
Players League is going to delineate
the Players Association
what they get. Association.
So you could say like, oh, well, the players are going to have to play one more week of games. They're not going to want that, but they will make more money from this. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that one more week of games, they'll make more money. And yes, it is harder on your body, but I imagine that's up to the team to figure out, just like the NBA. Hopefully it doesn't end, because really one more game, I don't like. Every single time a player takes the field and gets to play a game, the game is so huge, right? That they have the opportunity to do something that would have an impact on their career, right? One play, like think about that Saquon Barkley when he did that jump flip and think about what that one play did for his career. It exploded on. It was biggest story. Like it probably solidified a contract for that year, at least made him insanely famous, right?
It was the magic game.
So then now, like, and this has happened before, that play in particular was huge, but the Odell Beckham one-handed catch and things like so now all these players realize, like, every time I get on the field, I have the opportunity to make a play that could turn viral, that would make me millions.
Yeah.
And
what do you think?
Rocket my career.
Because we've never really asked. I'm trying to like nail this down here. What do you think one game is worth?
It's different to different players.
It is different, but let's take the. No. I mean, like one game. As a money-making vehicle.
Well,
and let's just do Monday nights and Thursday nights. What do you think Mondays and Thursdays, what a Monday night or a Thursday night makes? Because those are the ones I can give you real numbers for.
So with the contract and
Monday Night Football is disgusting. What one game? I'll just tell you that to help you down the road.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to think hundreds of millions of dollars.
Well, it's $3 billion. So let's just go with $2.8 billion for one Monday night game.
Yeah, and that's the amount of revenue generates.
That's the big dog.
Yeah.
Right? That's your biggest regular game.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And let's just take the one everyone hates that I actually happen to like. Let's take a Thursday night game. What do you think Thursday night's worth?
Well, if the other one was what, $3 billion, you said?
2.8. I rounded to 3 because you might as well.
Thursday is $1.5 billion.
It's $1 billion. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So,
the game that everybody says is terrible. Don't watch that game. They put is still a $1 billion Thursday night game.
And even like a random 1 o'clock game, right, or a 4:30 p.m. game. If a standalone game's worth $1 billion, we're talking hundreds of millions. And now with the ease and the package being so easy, like you can get it from YouTube, and and then now like they're doing Netflix games and streaming only. It's such a revenue generator.
They can't narrow it down per games, but they can narrow it down per afternoon. So like your 1 p.m. games are worth just slightly more than your 4 p.m. games. But both of those, they consider them blocks. Those blocks are still $2 billion each.
Yeah. So so every game's
$1 billion. You might as well say.
Yeah. And then now,
bless, that's a lot of money.
Think about that extra week of gambling revenue for all the gambling partners, FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, all the new,
right.
There's so much gambling revenue made, and you add an extra week of NFL football, you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, there's so much money that it's like,
we get an extra week of fantasy. That's good.
Yeah. Although, that it shakes up how. Because every game that's added, like it means
everything.
Every game is a little less important,
right?
So I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing a regular But I've heard them argue about this, like seeing them possibly rest players, and we've seen a little bit of that before. But again, the players don't want that because every time they're on the field, they have an opportunity to change their career, or make a highlight or do something that would have
anybody we know that is even played, they want to play.
Yeah. As long as they can.
Yeah.
Right?
I've never talked to a competitor that wants to sit.
And now with the sports science and the amount of money these guys put into their body, it's never been easier, right? Because like they're immediately recovering right after a game with ice and therapies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like you're not going on like, oh, it feels like I've been in a car crash. You're just like, I'm gonna shake it off. I have a protein shake. Like these guys are doing hyperbaric chamber. You know what I'm saying? Like they
got a routine.
The elite sports science, and they have teams dedicated to their bodies. Like these players are worth tens of millions, and they're putting in money. They all see the stars that have done this for so long put all the money into their bodies, and they're all copying that. So it's like, of course they're gonna do. Like,
see Brady skiing with his family this weekend.
Oh yeah, those guys like.
Ripping down the mountain.
Yeah.
His son looks exactly like him.
He couldn't ski. I wonder. It'd be an interesting question for Brady. How hard was it to get back skiing after 20 years in the NFL? Because they wouldn't let you ski.
Well, that was going to be my question. I didn't know that. I was going to ask you if you knew that. Okay, I didn't know that because I have known some people that, like, I remember talking to somebody very early on in my broadcasting career where they couldn't buy a motorcycle. The team said, "No, sorry.
Yeah, no motorcycle.
You can't buy a motorcycle."
Myles Garrett put out a video of him playing basketball, and they got on him for that. Like, you cannot be playing basketball. You can't be writing about, like, you're worth too much. Like, you just signed a $100 million contract. You're just gonna be like, you cannot
think about that.
Take any chances. Just spraying your ankle playing basketball. Like, you idiot.
And ruin your career.
Like, not only ruin your career, you screwed us. Like, that's a $10 million injury.
Yeah.
The amount of money is insane now. And
a billion a
it's
game. It's crazy.
All right, we will be right back.